Welcome back to the Stay Gold channel. We're doing something a little different. We're usually doing director's dives, some movie chests. Occasionally we hit these new movies, though. I think that I don't get to go to the theater that often, but I kind of wanted to make sure I hit this one because it's kind of pretty hyped. It's kind of the buzz,
Very.
and that's of course Project Hail Mary, Ryan Gosling, and an alien puppet rock thing. Take the screens and capture our hearts, our minds, take us for a ride through the cosmos, all that good stuff. And ultimately, I'm not going to lie, I went into this not wanting to like it because I'm like,
Wow.
usually if a movie is hyped, I'm just like, it can't be that good, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to temper expectations. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
what gotcha?
I went in, this movie rules. I don't know. It's fucking good.
Is it about the relationship between the guy and the alien?
I think so, because I'm not gonna lie. There was moments where I'm like, I feel something. Am I gonna tear up here?
It's just I was gonna ask actually.
There was moments where I was
no
like,
way.
this is gonna get me. I think, but it didn't ultimately, but it almost did.
Right.
I'm telling you, there was like
there was a glimmer of something there, man.
That's like really good to hear, though.
Movie.
I don't know, from
so
like
good.
A person who hasn't seen it yet, and I'm like, I've listened to the audiobook and like know the story. I feel like that's good to hear that like, I don't know, a person who like didn't want to like the movie came out of it liking it. I don't know if that's...
It's hard to not like. Yeah, it's definitely like...
Honestly, I don't understand people. Like, my friend went and saw it the same night I did. And he's a little bit harsher on movies, but he didn't care for it as much. And I'm just kind of like trying to wrap my mind around what he didn't like about it. So
I think the hype comment, though, it is very valid, because I had to wait a few days to see this one just because like my theaters were sold out, which is really cool. But the hype levels were getting to max capacity, I'd say. Like, I was a bit like scared that it wouldn't live up just because it's so hyped, even though I knew it'd be a good movie. And I came out of it. I really liked it a lot. So
not that I guess like I'm not on social media. I'm not checking shit out all the time. What would you, to a person who doesn't really know about the hype, how would you explain the hype of this movie? Like, why do you think it was so overhyped? Or as in, I guess what was the hype?
I think most people drew this one to the fact that it was like the Martian related. And that's one of those movies that people, at least in my, like, I can throw that movie on at any time.
I feel that.
And so I think people like knew this was coming from the same creator, at least the same author. And that's what I think. I think people just connected those.
Yeah, I actually did have that question of like, why did it pop off like it did? But to your question, Joe, why it was so hyped, I think critically first is for me, I was hearing a lot of like, this is a great film. This is like 5 stars. Then you go to Letterboxd, you look at the ratings, and you see how the scale is going upward, which is not usually the case.
You see the lead, it's Gosling,
Right.
It's Gosling. That's the question, is like, because it is based on the book. It's a well-known book. It is like, people know that the dude that wrote The Martian wrote it, but I wouldn't say that's why the movie is popping off. Like, I don't think like people are going to the theater as much because they read the book or listened to the book.
My mom saw this movie, and she didn't. I don't think she knows what The Martian is.
Right. So like, what? I'm very curious, because I haven't found the answer of like why this movie is really popping off.
It's the book, because the people who were sitting next to me, they came out of the theater, and I was standing by the bathroom waiting for Sarah, and the mom was just jabbering their ears off about how like the book is so good, they need to check it out. Like the movie captured good moments, but the book is like super scientific and all this stuff, and she was just popping off about things that are in the book compared to the movie. And I just wanted to be like, hey, lady, look, I understand the book to movie gripe here, but first off, what we just watched in there was something special, okay? And you need to separate the art in the book form here. There's 2 different art mediums going on here, all right? You need to separate the 2. I just kind of want to smack her around a bit and be like, hey, come on.
As someone who's read the book, and Joe who's listened to it, what was your take on that whole adaptation thing? Because I thought it did a pretty damn good job at, like, the moments in the book, like it's written so well where you feel the things with Rocky and Dr. Grace, and I think the movie did that perfally. I mean, like, Kaylee was tearing up near the end.
Nice.
And
yeah. It got me too. I'm not gonna lie, it did get me at one point.
So
that is good to hear. Not having not seen it. I guess I just
Right.
didn't know
Oh, my
how they
bad.
would do it. No, you're good. I mean, I know about like Rocky and the Alien and stuff, and I mean, like, I don't know, I
Yeah.
love their relationship, and that was like basically the book for me. So like,
Right.
I don't know, hearing that was like well done and good, like I don't know, I feel like that's why the movie was good, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's what
Yeah,
made
that-
me the happiest. Yeah.
For sure.
because I feel like it really
brings
is
it
about
with the heart.
their relationship, you know.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
It
They-
gives
it
I
all-
mean, the whole point is like she says, the other astronauts say, "You're doing this for somebody, right?" And he has nobody to do it for, and then he finds somebody to do this for, you know. So it's
Right.
just like
Yeah.
that's the whole thing
Yeah.
is him finding his person, and it just so happens this person is a rock person, where he's just basically like, you don't need water to survive, and that's why he was shunned by society. So like, I don't know, it's just it all worked out for Ryan Gosling in this. So.
Alex is like, I can't believe I feel these things for a rock.
Right.
Yeah, it's
How are
crazy.
they doing this to me? No, I think it like as far as like an adaptation goes though too, it's almost verbatim, I would say. Like they really do just stick very straight to the book. They take out like a little, details here and there and like things to gloss like the plot along, but it's like very accurate.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't like try and shoe in all that scientific shit, because The Martian does a good job at that while keeping it entertaining. But I think
Yeah,
their
I will
decision to
say,
focus on just
this
like
one,
the
like in book
characters,
form, is super heavy on the science
It's very
shit.
dense.
I'm glad that it cut some of it out, because it's just like, I don't know, he's just cracking these science jokes like all the time, and I'm just like, all right, do we need another one? Like, I don't know. So yeah, I definitely think it's a good
That's
thing
fair.
that you cut the science.
I felt-
shit, so.
Yeah,
same.
and it was hard for me to not compare this film to The Martian just in general. And the film is also drawing itself to The Martian, especially with like the needle drops towards the end of the film, like the way it cuts to credits. It's very like Martian energy coded with him teaching and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of like toying with the idea, but like in The Martian, I really love the procedure like of everything, and it's very easy to understand about communication from Earth to Mars, as complicated as that is. But in Project Hail Mary, like we're dipping into like actual alien shit that's hard to explain. Like we're xenonite and these concepts that are made up about like particles eating fucking sunlight and shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, there was a bit of just, like, glaziness of the plot mechanics in Project Hail Mary that I like that about The Martian, but I think it was smart to make it overall just, like, a better experience of a film for this one.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And that was one of the gripes my buddy had, was like, oh, how did he learn the language? They just glazed over that. And I was like, yeah, but, like, this is already a 2-hour and 34-minute movie. Like, do you really want to see that process?
That
Read
in
the book.
kind of.
Exactly.
Is there not like
They
a
do it.
montage?
No, they do
okay.
it. They do. And that's, like, some of my favorite parts of the book. So, like, they do it well.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just, like, not... I think what I struggled with, too, with, like, the film is, like, it's hard to draw away from the book because, like, the book allows for just, like, an intellectual discovery along the way with it. And, like, when you take out some of, like... I don't want to say it's not smart, but, like, you take out a little bit of the intellect, it becomes like a more palatable thing, but it's also just like not as distinct.
Yeah, it's like we know he's a
fair.
microbiologist, and he's basically been recruited because, or like he is a microbiologist, right? I know he's a biologist of some sort. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, he was the one chosen because there are these weird fucking microorganisms that are doing some weird shit, and this is the guy, like this is his field. You know, like that's really all you need to know. You don't really need to know like the science shit back, like behind that, you know?
Yeah.
You don't.
And how are you going to make all that entertaining?
Right, that's the problem.
Yeah.
When you say words like astrophage and xenonite, even when the book was being read to me, I was like, I've heard astrophage a lot, just in general, like, so it's smart, but like, I guess in an overall picture, I have this film highly rated, but it's like I'm toying with the idea that The Martian is actually a 5-star movie and no one's giving it the credit that it really deserves. And I don't know if this is a 5-star film for me, so I'm kind of like thinking The Martian's maybe slightly better just comparatively. But
that's a good point. That's a good point. I wasn't really
Martian, but this movie's so much better.
Okay,
just on a pure entertainment scale and just visual. And
the visuals
Matt
great,
Damon's
man.
good. But Ryan Gosling is really doing something special
He's
here.
a great choice.
He's pretty. He's pretty perfect.
It really hinges on having somebody in that role who's like intellectually curious, still funny enough to get you through an entire film. You know, like,
Yeah.
and they nailed it with Gosling for sure.
Yeah.
So good. And him and Carl's interaction too is just like, I don't
It's
know,
fun.
all that stuff building up to it. And like one of the complaints that actually on the Sean and Amanda, they were talking about how like the flashbacks felt like flashbacks instead of like moments in time where he was like remembering. I understood that as him remembering in the movie. Like he was pausing in
It
those
is.
moments because he was flashing back. It didn't feel jarring or disconnected. I felt like that was the point, was like he hit these moments and it triggered a memory in his mind. And that's why we flash back. So
It
I thought
definitely
that
feels
was gonna
that
make it
way. I think
well,
it doesn't like
Yeah.
filmically lead you that way like some other films do, where they like in Lost you hear before, you know, like a
Yeah.
that's literally, it's just like little things like that, because like it does it like the book does. It's a great structure where like he wakes up and starts having memories, and then it comes back. So it sets it up for you. It's really just about you deciding to take that, you know, next step.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Lost. This movie also made me consider the fact that, is Drew Goddard just one of like the goats for writing movies?
Yeah,
like
dude,
the man
honestly.
doesn't miss. He's
Yeah.
he's a great
Hard agree.
writer.
Hard agree.
know.
I think he wrote The Martian. He wrote fucking what the fuck is the movie now? The haunted house. The
Cabin in the Woods,
Cabin in
Bad
the
Times,
Woods.
El Royale,
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
fucking yeah,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's on it for sure.
Damn. Yeah.
Lost. You know, this new
Damn.
series that Sarah watches. Like, it's a cop show, but it's like an elevated cop show. And I was like, this writing's smart. This is weird. And then I saw that's a Drew Goddard like production. I was like, oh shit, that's Drew
Yeah.
Goddard doing
course.
the work. That's why this is like a little elevated.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Hell
No,
yeah.
I think like I mean, the book also has the structure, but I just realized when I watched the movie how well it just like the flashbacks lead into what he's thinking at the right time. And
Yeah.
at the end of the film, you see him at his lowest moment saying he can't do it and running away, like scared running, and they take him down. And it's like paired right next to him choosing to be a hero. It's like the journey of like where you can be when you actually do it is like
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's there. He's
Hell yeah.
oh my god, yeah. I want to say I was also like the visuals we mentioned before. I was not disappointed. I was curious how they were going to do like all of Rocky's stuff. You know how he's like the engineer and he's building shit out of different
some materials that we've never seen.
yeah,
you know? Like,
exactly. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna? And it was I don't know, dude. I was pretty happy with it. Like all
it
the
was
visuals,
very
they nailed
interesting.
how they described it in the book. It was and it still looked pleasing on screen. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Like they have to like literally make physical science that is, you know, not real.
Yeah.
And like they do that with like the ship, they do that with the material, they do that with like the little crystal thing that he reads, like the way it raises off of the plaque. I'm like, this is amazing.
Just like reading by sound or whatever. Yeah.
And Rocky was done perfectly. Like that's the most important thing of the film. Like the voice is great.
Yeah.
He acts like a fucking goober, you know, like the personality is right there. And I love how it's like a puppet, like it's very well animated with the puppetry and the voice, and it's just all linked. It's really nice.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a puppet, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Practical, baby.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah. Shit.
Dude, so this has pretty high reviews. I was looking on our league, and Noah, this is your pick.
This was my
You
first
have it in
round,
science
baby.
fiction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Good one to start
I was
with.
looking because I mean this is boosted, like your score is boosted because wait. Oh
You
yeah.
haven't moved
By
my
box
movie, by
office
the way,
stuff right now.
Matt.
I'm moving for it. I
Also
got you.
you have a well yeah, never mind. Yeah, so yeah, it's boosted because of just being in your science fiction category.
Oh
But
yeah.
normally it has like a decent amount of points. And I was looking at like just any of the other movies that have been played for any of us this year so far. And I think there's only one movie that's beating it.
No way.
And it's called Hoppers.
Oh.
It's
I got that
Matt's
one.
movie.
What
It's
the
an animated
fuck?
movie.
What
Yes,
the
sir, just
fuck
picked
is
it up.
that?
I
It
had
was
no
left on the floor.
fucking idea. I think it has the best box office of any of our picks, besides
far.
maybe Wuthering. No, it's beating Wuthering Heights.
Slightly.
Is it beating
I think,
Wuthering Heights? Are you kidding me? God damn
That's
it.
right.
Getting
You gotta
killed
get
by
those
some
animated
fucking
movies.
animated
That's where I'm gonna
rabbits.
cash in. All right.
Gotta go for them. I think
Yeah,
Project
pretty
Hail Mary
crazy.
might actually pass it though for box office potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I saw this in an IMAX theater with 100 other people, and I was like, "This is what it's all about."
Yeah,
man. You know,
yeah.
like
it's already the first weekend is $80 million. So
Let's go.
like worldwide. So
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully Hopper's tanks after spring week or Easter weekend. That's all.
it's already done, man. The damage is already done. But yeah, man, I had a great time. I think too, like just on last like little visual note for me, like this movie does great stuff with color. Obviously, like it uses a lot of pink, but it also uses a lot of just like the gamut of every color in a way that is like not tied into one thing.
Yeah.
And then the way that the film uses lines, actual just like lines, is like very interesting. It's like really leaning into that, I would say, as a film, in a way that like is highlighting lines.
Yeah. Picture over lines, connections between characters, between species.
There we go.
Yeah, baby.
There we
on
go.
now. Come on.
I really also
dang.
appreciated like all the space stuff, which can look pretty repetitive in whatever, because there's a lot of space movies out there. But like the way the ships are moving around in space, like how smooth they are,
Yeah.
how they like show us how gravity works on this ship, which I thought was neat. I don't know if that's been done before, but it was cool.
Wow.
The way that Gosling like lands on his feet when he
Yeah.
gets out of zero gravity, I was like, that was fucking smooth.
That was
Like,
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
And when the ships are like, when he's trying to dodge the ships and he's like doing the wiggle,
Yeah.
that was good. Then when he's having his moment where he's like, Rocky's like, what's going on? He's like, I'm having a moment. That whole visual sequence
That was
was
great.
just, yeah.
Love
And then when
that.
they're dipping down to catch the anti-astrophage,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, dude.
spectacular stuff.
Yeah. And I heard sniffles many moments throughout the film with people around me. It finally got me with when Gosling gets like slammed into the panel and Rocky has to come out and help him. And, you know, like just like really tugging at that shit. And it got me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That moment when Gosling goes over there and he tells him he'll watch him sleep. I was just like,
Yeah,
hey, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I looked over at Kaylee and she's just like tears down the face. I'm like, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong for me right now. I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Amaze. Good
Amaze,
film.
Absolutely.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Joe, let us know what you think when you see it. Definitely down for
Yeah.
another chat.
I'm seeing it on Saturday.
Hell yeah, man.
So, yeah, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to this one-off review of Project Hail Mary. Maybe we'll do a few more of these with some other big movies coming out this year. It's nice to talk about it. Check out our other episodes, Director Dives, Movies, Chess. That's our thing. But thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you around.
Stay gold.
Stay gold, baby.